tonight's starting lineups for Philadelphia Fury. Number 1, Aiden Hogan. Number 3, Gianluca Cuomo. Number 5, Ramsey Turi Idriso. Number 6, Ian McGrath. Number 7, Cameron Vickers. Number 10, Connor Herf. Number 11, Sidney Rivera. Number 12, Kyle Newell. Number 19, Cameron Schneider. Number 23, Patrick Sullivan. Number 25, Timur Javetsek. Head coach of Philadelphia Fury is Chris Vaccaro. Your officials for tonight's match are Carter Groshu, Nick Balcher, Ryan Hummock, William Netterholt. And now for your hometown Detroit City FC's starting 11. Number 2, Richard Bryant. Number 9, Sean Lawson. Number 10, Cyrus Sadie. Number 12, Tende Chanita. Number 17, James Vaughn. Number 21, Tommy Guano. Number 22, Diego Casillas. Number 30, Danny Deacon. In goal tonight, number 31, Christian Blanco. Number 38, Victor.
Who are you? Think about it.
Tonight, number 15, Jalen Chrysler. Head coach of Detroit City FC is Trevor James. Assistant is Javi Batista. Athletic trainer is Brianna Gauna. Goalkeeping coaches Armin Toniantz. And equipment manager is Moises Orozco. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem, led by the Detroit City FC supporters section.
Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more?
This is way off. I just kind of did on the line. Yeah.
been better at finding the back of the net than number 9, the former Oakland Golden Grizzly. For the Philadelphia Fury, their lineup here tonight. And, John, it's a mix. You have some career professionals that have been around the block, but also given a couple of new guys a spin as well.
Yeah, you know, and they get a chance to do the same thing for Detroit City FC. Going to be interesting to see how they set up. On paper, they say they set up with a 4-5-1 in terms of defenders, midfielders, and forwards. And City lining up with, positionally at least, a 4-4-2 system. We'll see how that comes out tonight and plays.
The whistle sounds, and we are underway on your Watch City stream, brought to you by our friends at Baker College. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Happy to have you along for the ride on a Saturday night in the city. Early throw-in for Detroit City. Here's James Vaughn sending it to Cyrus Sadie.
You know, you were mentioning the mix of career pros that have played kind of in the lower levels of the American game and some of the college kids that are coming out. This is the level where Detroit City FC is at and wants to continue to progress past. This is one of those friendlies that's you have a friendly against an international opponent like Club Atlas next week, or like the other international teams the city has played. That's a measuring stick against perhaps upper level opposition. This is a good measuring stick against teams where you are supposed to be at right now.
Tommy Bono has it inside the 18. Bono sends it off. Jadida played over the line. Your kickoff weather tonight here at Keyworth. Opening kick temperature 68 degrees, and as you were talking about in the open, John, that taste of fall is in the air. It's not quite code red yet, but that taste of fall is in the air. Well, granted, the taste of fall is not fully in the air until you get your first pumpkin spice latte, right, John?
I'm going to throw you out this press box. You're going to go right out the window. That's what we call defenestration.
How about an Oktoberfest libation?
Better.
No, it's better. All right,
Much
I'm warming
better.
up.
And on Labor Day weekend, nothing like a Srodek sausage. So, all of that counts.
Early corner now for Detroit City. Ball served in towards the back post. Miscommunication. Volley attempt ripped wide. So Detroit City, the first dangerous chance of the evening.
I like the way that City crashed the net on that corner. Sometimes they can be a little passive with their set pieces. Not tonight. Tendai Jadida coming in, making some noise.
Tendai Jadida, formerly the Cincinnati Dutch Lions of USL League Two, the native of Zimbabwe. Aiden Hogan, the starting keeper for the Philadelphia Fury. Hogan played his college soccer at the University of St. Thomas. Check out this stat line. 51 wins, 31 clean sheets, and 65 matches played. Here's an opportunity. Lawson with a touch, and Hogan rises to the occasion. With 31 clean sheets and 65 matches played in college, that's good. You know my tagline, John. I don't care where you play. That's good.
Yeah, that's a number you can play with. You know what else is something that's good? Jean-Claude Lawson's nose for the ball right now. That was a great turn and advance.
Danny Deacon working 1v1, beats his defender. Deacon sends it in. It's headed up. Cyrus Sadie, something you don't see very often, the first touch letting Cyrus Sadie down.
Well, everyone's due one.
I guess Cyrus gets one mistake throughout the course of his career.
Perhaps, maybe.
Kyle Newell tosses it in.
It's going to be very interesting. One of the players to watch tonight, the guy between the sticks for City, Christian Blanco. This is a guy who is an Argentinian national and started his youth career at the second team of Newell's Old Boys. If you don't know Newell's Old Boys, in Argentina, Newell's Old Boys, one of the teams known for producing quality talent. In fact, there are rumors that when Leo Messi wants to wrap up his career, it's a team he's considering going back to play for. Newell's Old Boys, one of the teams that in at least South American football, a long history, and this is a young man that started with Newell's Old Boys 2 and has played with several different South American clubs. So I'm looking forward to the first touch that I see from him tonight and how he commands his area.
Vaughn threads it through, challenge from behind as Bono hits the turf. A Official says play on. Cameron Vickers had it. He's taken down. And the whistle sounds. Cyrus Sadie doesn't like it, but a quick restart. Kyle Newell has it on the left side. Newell just flat out gave it away to Chrysler, who's wearing the captain's armband this evening. Diego Caceres touches it to Cyrus Sadie. 5 minutes down. Sadie works 1v2 now. Here's James Vaughn. Vaughn, among the GLIAC leaders in points his senior year at Northwood. Spent some time with AFC Ann Arbor as well, realized his mistakes, and then came over to City.
We all can wise up, at some point. Come into the light.
Cyrus has it.
A funny story about Cyrus, I ran into, as he sends a long ball in, I ran into, of all people, my former resident advisor at Michigan State as Cyrus takes over.
Here's Sadie with Lawson, and the pass played away.
And he's brought his son down to the match tonight. His coach for his high school team is Cyrus Sadie. And they couldn't say enough about how much he has done to develop young players as a coach away from his playing career. And you see the way that he's been a club leader here. That doesn't surprise me one bit. You can just see the way Cyrus carries himself on the pitch. It was wonderful to hear about his life away from Le Rouge, and that some of the same things that he's done as a veteran player with younger players that play for City, he does the same for youth players around the different levels of the game and continues to give back to the game that he loves.
Jalen Chrysler sends it back. Chrysler spent some time with Seattle Sounders U23. Pass wide on the left side. Here's Richard Bryan, our first look at him. That ball's played over the line. Played his college soccer at Lander University. Also spent some time with Mississippi Brilla FC of USL League 2.
He grew up with the game, though, Neil. He was from Enfield, England. So definitely international skill.
Nifty touch ahead. Ball inside the box, and another corner coming up as Diego Caceres. Some good minutes here. Of course, Diego played a match for Fresno FC in USL Championship earlier this season. Went to Cal State San Bernardino, led them in goals during his time. Corner upcoming for Detroit City in the 8th minute. Curled in, gets all the way through the keeper. Loose on the 6, shot, follow-up shot. Jadida turned away. Cyrus Sadie. Ball volleyed across, couldn't quite get on the other end. Could Victor Fragola. Our
City.
First look also at Victor.
City buzzing right now, Neil.
Yes, they are.
And I like the back and forth play. A lot of cross-field balls. A lot of reversing the field on the Fury defenders. And some very in-tune runs from a lineup that, as we talked about in the opening, is changed. And so the fact that they've been able to gel and play like this early, that's a very good sign.
Hogan puts the boot to it. Cameron Vickers sent it to the middle. Jumping up on it, here's Connor Huff. Huff the touch, coming off the line to make the grab was Christian Blanco. Blanco also spent some time with Naples United FC of the NPSL. But the first test, John, the 9th minute, he gets a passing grade.
Easy collection, but you love it when your keeper's first touch is just that easy little play.
Chrysler sends it into some trouble. Detroit City will come away with it. Working in space, Tommy Buono in those tight quarters.
High press right now by Philly, trying to clog up midfield. City with 4 men up top, though, just staying, trying to stay up top and stretch the field.
Trevor James in his first year with Detroit City FC, spent 10 years in the MLS as an assistant coach for the LA Galaxy and the Portland Timbers, also the director of scouting for the Chicago Fire. Worked for some small club in Spain named Barcelona. Haven't really followed them much. I don't know how things turned out for him. Here is Buono. Nifty ball. Cross over the line. Another corner coming up for Detroit City. And John, as we close the door on the first 10 minutes of this match, you have to like what you're seeing right now if you are Trevor James.
Oh, it's just about perfect. A couple of fluff chances. It should be 1-0 right now. That bouncing ball in the area that wasn't sent home. But I love the way Bono's playing up top. I like the interplay between Cyrus Sadie and the forwards. The midfielders responding well to the clogged midfield for Philly.
Grab made behind the keeper, Aiden Hogan. Hogan also played for DC United U23 team, brought into the U.S. Soccer Developmental Academies.
Tonight with the Motor City match recap.
Remember, we'll take your tweets with the hashtag WatchCity as the evening rolls on.
Look at Tendai.
Jadida causing some problems. That ball's flicked up over the line.
Aiden Hogan has just been put on notice that Jadida has another gear. And so has the entire back line of the Philadelphia Fury. Oh, that's a beautiful ball.
Cyrus Sadie jumps up into that open space. Sadie rolls it through. Left side coming off the line is Hogan just in front of Tommy Buono.
This is not a question of if Detroit City will score right now, it's when. They have been able to completely stymie the Fury. There's been no real sustained attack. The midfielders constantly moving, constantly creating avenues to pass, constantly creating avenues to test defenders. There have been times this season when Detroit City was a little bit stagnant in midfield, waiting for the pass to get to them, not moving as well. Not tonight. Everybody moving, everybody constantly running.
Jadida sends it up into space. This will be onside. Here's Buono! Sliding it just wide of the right post.
What a ball by Tendai Jadida. Putting it out there, getting it to check up, daring his forward to run onto it. And Tommy Buono a little bit too much side spin, curving away. Silky feed by Tendai Jadida.
Next time you come to Keyworth Stadium, be sure to take advantage of Wheelhouse Detroit's free bike valet. Check out wheelhousedetroit.com to learn more about the best tours of Detroit on two wheels. Our good friend Allison Switzer on the hashtag WatchCity Twitter feed says she wants a taste of fall. Of course, she's watching in Alabama, as she usually does. Says the heat index today was 105.
Yeah, they don't have fall.
They have summer and less summer. Right?
That's exactly. And occasionally hurricane season.
Yeah, that's about it. Jadida walks over to toss it in. Robert Kaczor tweets at us as well. Hanging with the in-law in the worst state ever, Ohio. Let's go, boys. Hashtag Watch City. Can't help you with that, but at least we're happy to bring you the match. Can't control where you are, but we can definitely get you the match. Here's Connor Huff. Newell. Back heel.
What a great close down. Look at that. Just dared the Fury to pass it into that space and closed it right down.
Buono. Very physical in midfield with Gianluca Cuomo. Buono against Cuomo to bust out the 2 minutes of the match in Italian, possibly.
You know, we heard that against Venezia. It was solid.
Yeah, that train wreck. Yeah, I did get feedback from that from my wife's family over in Italy, and they hit me with in Italian, at least you tried. So there's that.
Appreciate the efforts.
Appreciate the efforts.
Yep.
15th minute, 0-0 to score. Philadelphia Fury of NISA, they will kick off their NISA season next Saturday at Franklin Field in Philly when they host Stumptown Athletic. And of course, next season, Detroit City FC will jump in that fray.
And of course, Detroit City will get a chance to go to Franklin Field later this year. This is the first half of a home-and-home friendly series with the Fury. And I'll tell you what, I'm a stadium nerd. That may be one of the bucket list road trips for me. Franklin Field, of course, home of UPenn, the Penn Relays. Some absolutely great sporting moments.
Lots of history in that place.
Was a boxing venue for some
Right.
great fights, heavyweight championship fights.
It's almost reminiscent of Keyworth and what Keyworth was back in the day, kind of a hub, a center as to some big-time events that went on. It's along those lines.
Sure. And just a great, iconic venue. And it's nice to see, by the way, the Fury brand having been purchased and brought back to life by people who appear to want to do it the right way in terms of building the game.
Pay homage to what it was at the same time. Try to move it forward. Cyrus Sadie makes the turn. Cyrus Sadie still on his feet. How about that effort? Through 2 Fury players.
Cyrus just able to fight off just about anything, but we've seen that ever since he started playing here. What a great interplay in midfield.
City with the control. That's pretty much been the story.
You know, Cyrus filling the kind of Bakey Goodman shoes tonight. Bakey not rostered this evening. But he is the straw that stirs the drink so far. That's a foul. Or it should be. Okay. Apparently the football lines on the Keyworth pitch tonight is...
They let him play the advantage. I just saw the official say we let you play the advantage.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll cut the crew some slack, the officiating crew some slack here tonight.
Carter Brochu is the guy in the middle, Nick Balser and Ryan Homick, the assistants. The 4th official is William Niederhode.
That cross comes in, the header. Ian McGrath made a bid. McGrath scored 26 goals in 71 matches during his college days at Evansville. Played for the Scottish Championship side, John, Queen of the South.
I'll tell you what, that's a club with some history. Scottish Premiership really, and the SPFL, you know, you kind of get lost in Celtic versus Rangers. There are a lot of great clubs in the 2 divisions of that league. Hibs Hearts rivalry.
That ball's taken away by McGrath. McGrath gets it back. McGrath gives one a go. Diving and making the stop is Blanco.
And the best part about that, Neil, 2 hands behind the ball. When you're diving like that, you dive with 1 hand. Very easy to spin off the hand and get past you. 2 hands behind the ball. Just sure-handed, collect. No real pressure on you. Both fullbacks for City right now, Neil, very forward. Joining the midfield attack.
At Ilion DB tweets at us, checking in from Charlotte, North Carolina. Hashtag Watch City.
Say
that as well.
Stay safe down there. The Dorian track headed right toward that neck of the woods. Anybody that's watching down south on the eastern seaboard.
Bono the target. Bono closed off. Newell will send it back to the keeper. Jenny Ireland tweets at us, watching City from home with my little man. Included a photo of the little guy. It's a cute kid. That's some more physicality. And John, you notice this over the last 5-6 minutes. Physicality's turning up just a little bit.
Yeah, play the body as much as you play the ball. And what both teams have figured out tonight is that our man in the middle is choosing to allow a little more contact than we might see on other evenings. And they will take full advantage. That's a great ball out wide. Now cross it in.
Stepping over, 2 defenders come out to close out, but the foul is called. And this will be a very dangerous setup for Detroit City FC. But you mentioned it, Diego really made that whole play go.
That's a great job. And by the way, to draw the foul, saw that he didn't really have the ability to make a play there because it had been closed off. spun around and turned on the ball so that the defender only had one option. If you're going to get the ball, you're going to foul me and draw the free kick. Sometimes that's the way you punt and you try to do something from the set piece.
Danny Deacon, among others, standing over it. Free kick just outside the 18. Curled over top of the bar. Gives it a ride. Comes up just empty.
Tell you what, he was trying to bend that ball just under the bar.
Vaughn made a bid.
And missed it by a hair.
21st minute. Remember, fans, Fulling Warehouse, the official pre-match bar of Detroit City FC. Next time you come out to a match, be sure to stop by the Fulling Warehouse and take part in the official march to the match. 0-0 the score here, 21st minute. Neil Rule and John Krieger with you. And our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College.
It's a way to chase that ball down. Wow. Deacon just put the afterburners on.
He did not win a throw after all.
You know what, I've got to say it, the Northern Guard in full force tonight. As you start to get into the fall, especially on the Labor Day weekend, there are other considerations. The crowd here tonight is wonderful.
Deacon's cross. Knocked down where Cuomo will take it. Trying to move it for the Fury. Al Newell played professionally in the 5th tier in Germany. Formerly at the University of Delaware. The Blue Hens.
One of the great mascots of college sports. Had a chance to go out there with Michigan State volleyball. Their gym is one of those wonderful old East Coast gyms, which is great until you get caught in a tropical storm and then it starts to leak on the floor. But
that's an East Coast gym story. Newell, his cross sent in. Turning the shot, the stop is made by Blanco. How about that as Christian Blanco turns Rivera away?
Tell you what, that is a reflex save. Got the body big, turned the hand out. And a beautiful job of positioning the body and just getting out there and giving yourself a chance to make the save. That's a great reflex move by the keeper.
John, the match opening up over the course of the last few minutes. We're seeing chances on both sides.
Yeah, and part of that is as the physicality has increased and you adapt to that, now you're figuring out ways to get around it, and you know that you're able to fight through some things, and now we've kind of passed the point at 20 minutes where these teams have felt each other out, and now you've found ways to get through, and it makes for good soccer. Well, that's going to be a throw.
Quick start by Buono to Sean Lawson. Lawson switches fields. Danny Deacon settles it. Deacon across! Just wide of the right post again. Deacon tried to slot it home and missed by inches.
Oh, my word. This City could be up 3-0 at this point, Neil. Inches. They're about 7 inches away from 3-0. Buono's cross effort, Deacon's cross effort, the bouncing ball in the area that about 3 guys fanned on. That is beautiful. They are absolutely abusing the left wing. Cross field ball to the left wing, turn on the afterburners and go.
Well, John, but you spoke earlier about the high lines that Fury are playing. They've only moved up since you made that comment. They've only moved up. There has to be space somewhere.
Yeah, well, what they are doing is daring City to go over the top. They haven't figured out that City's wing players have pace to spare. And they've got a guy in Sadie that is able to get the ball over the top on a dime, and a guy in Jadida that is able to do the same for the forwards Lawson and Buono. The higher you press, it's an all or nothing proposition. City's so far been able to beat it.
Newell, backheel drop off. Cross in, flicked just wide of the post.
That was a great ball coming in. And the Fury player coming in had a step just too far over the top.
Ian McGrath almost made it 1-0 Philly. As the Fury begin to assert themselves little by little.
Oh, look out.
Inside the 18. Settling it down is Vickers. Turning just wide of the frame again. And we mentioned the fact that the first 10 minutes, Detroit City, the ones buzzing. Now the Fury turning up the heat a little.
Yeah, that high, and the reason for that is that, as you've talked about, the back line keeps moving up and up and up. Well, if you can get possession in that way, now you've created a situation where your midfielders can get further forward and really test the City back line. It really comes down to a battle of midfield, Neil. If City can control in midfield, they will force the back line of Philly to try to back up to respect them. If Philly can control midfield, they'll do what they want, shorten the field, and it becomes a long evening for the City back line. Look at, though, the way City continues, just one touch, two touch, no real sustained time on the ball. Quick movement. And that's how you beat that high line. You pass it around, you pass over the top when you need to, you get your wing players involved, and you set up your forwards to go on runs if they beat the offside trap.
There you see down at the bottom of your screen the head coach for the Philadelphia Fury, Chris Vaccaro. In his first season, had a long playing career in the Major Arena Soccer League, also played for the Puerto Rican national team. Was then the head coach of the Puerto Rican national team from 1995 to 2000. Sean Lawson goes to Deacon. Cyrus gives it away to Vickers. Emerald does well to keep that one in play. Up. Gets it back. Cuomo. Now the Fury taking their turn knocking it around.
You know what? And that's a difference than the way they started this game. Much quicker passes.
Danny Deacon up to Tommy Buono. Minute. Detroit City FC excited to have Henry Ford Health System as the official sports medicine provider of DCFC. Learn more at henryford.com.
Look at that ball over the top into space. Bona just didn't have the gas to go on the run, knew it was going to run away, but that's exactly what City's going to do all night. Fine, you want to play that high line? There it goes over top of you. We're going to keep the passes short, keep the ball moving. Uh-oh, look out. Space on the wing.
Here comes Vickers. Vickers inside the 18. He sends it across. That's played back out. I believe that was Vaughn that got back to handle business. Buono. Celis jumping up. Here's Sean Lawson. Lawson 1v1. He's defended tremendously by Patrick Sullivan.
That's a great job by Sullivan to play it clean because Lawson had gotten into the area there. Contact too severe, you're putting your life in the referee's hands. I like that pass there for City by Richard Bryan.
Patrick Sullivan, who defended that play, spent some time with the same Swedish pro team as Nate Stylish. Crowd on hand here, as always. Labor Day weekend, making a run, Richard Bryan. On the right side, pass put right on his shin perfectly.
You know, you wondered how you'd respond, City coming back from the left coast, go out there and get an authoritative win over Napa, but you spend time out there, you have to travel back here and get into training again, get into your rhythm again. This is probably one of the best half hours of technical passing soccer that Detroit City's played all season, against an equivalent opponent and not a minnow.
That clearance was blocked, but coming off the line is Blanco to clean up the mess.
Smart job by the keeper to come out and claim. Nobody really near him.
When in doubt, scoop it up.
Yep, absolutely.
Richard Bryan. It's Chrysler, the captain's armband on the left arm.
First time with the armband for him this season.
Danny Deacon, former MLS draft pick, 64 overall in Orlando City back in 2017. Chrysler. Vaughn made a run on the right side. Chrysler didn't see him. Deacon to Lawson. Lawson in tight space. Now they do find Vaughn on the right side. Double team comes. Ola. Push it to the left. Here's Cyrus. Lawson. Richard Bryant. City patient with this possession. Danny Deacon through. Wono will control it. Jadita's cross looking for Lawson. Coming off the line was Hogan. Did Hogan deflect it? I believe he did.
Title sponsor for
Sean Lawson said he did, and the
Corner coming up.
You know, City has had Joy all night on the left side, and there is really a communication problem, Neil, between the left center back and the left back in the Philadelphia defense. They're not on the same page. They can play players on side. You really want to watch the relationship between the two of them. That back line not really on the same page right now.
Diego Casellas with it. Casellas gives one a rip. Misses it wide of the left post. And John, that's really the anti of what City's previous 3 minutes were. Very patient, did not grow frustrated, controlled the ball. Diego lets one go.
Well, Diego hasn't had much of the ball tonight. Sometimes when you want to be more involved, and maybe when the plan has been for you to be more involved in the week leading up to the match, and you've been kind of stymied off the ball, you get one, you want to turn and make something happen, and you can go ahead and lash well over the bar.
Igor Javica settled that one down now with the left foot.
That is a heads-up play. That is a great play by Blanco to get out and prevent the corner. He saw it take a deflection off his defender and got out there and kept it in play. Those are little things that often go unseen in a keeper's job description. Just always check where the ball is and off whom, and maintain possession for your side. Get it out left.
Deacon in the middle to Sadie. Sadie can't quite control it as he tried to chest it down. Here comes some space. Javica with it. Javita is crossed, played away by Chrysler.
A little bit of over pursuit there for City by Tommy Buono, and he got burned past. He was trying to win the ball, got beaten, and it opened up space on the right wing, and Chrysler taking no chances. Clear it out.
Corner upcoming for the Fury. Sent in by Vickers. Volley. Sent wide to the right. There was some mustard on that hot dog.
And they're saying it took a deflection and we'll have another corner. City's players incredulous, wondering where the deflection was. But we'll do it again. That's an interesting decision.
So we try it again. Two people in the corner for the Philadelphia Fury. Some discussion now with the officials. And Vaughn. Outswinger curls in, and it's headed wide by Ian McGrath.
Now that one did not take a deflection, and that'll be the goal kick we should have had last time. So we'll move on, and City again comes forward. What is the...
So the tutorials continue.
The only thing I can think there is that the goal kick wasn't taken with the ball on the 6-yard line.
Well, it gives me an opportunity to tell you, Lyft is the official rideshare partner of Detroit City FC. Be sure to take a Lyft the next time you come to a match at Keyworth. You should do that, and you can get fully involved with all that Detroit City FC match has to offer here in Keyworth Stadium. Of course, you can go to debtcityfc.com for tickets. A fall full of soccer. Just out in front of Deacon.
What a header there by Cyrus to keep possession. Put the ball in the midfield for Vaughn.
Oh, Jadida threads it through to Deacon. Just a little too much on it. Boy, Idrisu took no chances and kicked it out of the stadium.
Put it through the train cars behind Keyworth.
Player down for Detroit City. Celis play it over the line.
We got a safe player down, Vaughn, I think. And it is Vaughn who's down.
John, in the meantime, the Henry Ford training staff maybe will make its way out onto the pitch. Oh, a yellow card has been issued, I believe, to Sidney Rivera.
And I think the City players thought it was the wrong color. It's not often you see a card issued and then the side that's the beneficiary of that keeps chirping. I think they wanted him off. I didn't see what happened that they would be saying that. There was some vociferous protestations. It's been a really enjoyable first half of football.
It has been good.
It's been open, as you said, about the last 20 minutes. Both teams solid technically, and I think my overarching theme of the opening half has been how well City's been able to move the ball and continue to test that high line for Philly with good, crisp passing, good, crisp movement, and especially good runs by both the wingbacks and the forwards to give options for service instead of stagnating.
And you dropped a vociferous on everyone, too. I mean, this first half's pretty much had it all.
Listen, it's $5 words. That's the Labor Day weekend special. We're getting back to school. It's time for the SAT prep.
Ball played back to the keeper, Hogan. Hogan gives it to Cyrus Sadie. It's not usually a good thing to do. Goes towards Deacon.
And he won a corner, I think.
That is the case.
And what that is Danny Deacon realizing the ball was too close to the byline and just brushing it off a defender.
Detroit and Hamtramck's top bike shop for retail service rentals and tours.
Short corner.
Just a few blocks from Keyworth Stadium.
Chipped up towards Chrysler. Chrysler heads it wide. What's your thoughts on the short corner, John? It's always a hotly contested.
My thoughts? No.
Fair enough. Moving on.
The expansion of the no is you're doing it short because you want a different angle for service. The problem is the guy taking the corner to fool people on the short corner is usually one of your good guys that provides service, and you're taking him out of the play. And then all you're doing is giving defenders the opportunity to catch up to you and end your attack. And in a lot of cases, you've brought up your defenders to be part of the corner, so now you're vulnerable on the counter.
Bono trying to fight his way through. He was shielded off.
I've seen a lot more bad happen from a missed played short corner training ground play than from a corner into the area.
Sean Lawson still has it. Sends it back. City will circle the wagons. Maybe try the right side. They do. Richard Bryant gets on the other end of it.
And is being held with two hands. And wins the throw.
Here's Cyrus.
Cyrus putting on a clinic in midfield right now, Neil. This is an education by a veteran. Speaking of back to school, this so far in midfield is an education as to what a seasoned professional player, which is what we can call Cyrus at this point, in terms of his experience in the game, can do.
Danny Deacon's touch lets him down. Huff played it ahead.
Said he got caught with the wings backs forward.
Schneider's cross goes over the line, so a throw coming up. Fury toss it in quickly. That ball sent across.
And
nobody on the other end.
Well, that's a repeat of what we saw on the other end for City, of a guy that hasn't had much of the ball today, wanting to do a little too much and taking the ball to half volley, which is so hard to control, especially when your momentum is taking you away from the place you want to put the ball on.
Stepping through and unable to control it was Connor Huff. Huff played his college soccer at Rutgers Camden, played in the NCAA Division III National Championship match in 2015. You are watching our Watch City stream, brought to you by Baker College. Remember, you can send your tweets with the hashtag Watch City. We'll read the good ones. We'll even read some of the bad ones. As John Krieger was saying, entertaining first half. 42 minutes in.
Another nice job to come out and claim. Very nice job for City to control by the man making his City debut this evening, Christian Blanco.
Oh, violent collision. Diego Caceres goes down in pain. Chrysler tried the quick restart. The official said, hey, Diego Caceres was down. So Chrysler will do it again. Ragola. Boy, Vaughn got away with one. Jadida taken down from behind. That ball blasted down the pitch.
That's
Hogan
just a
makes a
reset
grab.
button there. City out of position a little bit. Make the keeper deal with it.
I don't mind it. I do that with my cell phone and computer all the time.
What, hit the reset button?
Yeah, when you're having some issues,
Absolutely.
go ahead, reboot.
I cannot say that I've never done that myself. Reset button is sometimes your. Look at Buono.
Giving everything he's got up top.
Just unbelievable pressure. City continues to run at Philadelphia.
McGrath goes wide to the left. Here's Vickers. Vickers, USL Championship experience. The bicycle attempt goes over top.
That's from the sublime to the ridiculous. That's
As we inch towards halftime. And John, to be fair, it has not been a blazing close to the half here for Detroit City.
No, but the part of that is Philly. They've been able to pick things up. And you know what? We get toward the end of the first half. Some of these guys are players that haven't played for Trevor for the entire season. His offensive system requires a lot of movement. You might be seeing some guys that need a blow, but
here's a man that can change a match in a second. Cyrus Sadie loses his footing, still able to find his mark with the pass. We are in stoppage time.
That's a beautiful ball down the wing and just too far. Again, testing that left back and that left center back, who have not been on the same page with the right side of the defense for Philadelphia tonight.
Bono finds Jadida. Jadida makes a run. His cross won't find the mark.
I think the ball was a little too far out in front of him and tried to reach for it and kind of manufacture something.
We're in the dying moments of the first half.
I think we're going
to get up. Is Aiden Hogan.
We're going to see this ball put in play, and should be pretty short order.
The whistle sounds in the first half, comes to a close. Detroit City FC came out very aggressive, carried the play certainly for the first 10 to 12 minutes. Philadelphia Fury closed the first half on a little bit better note. Probably justified scoreline right now.
Absolutely fair, but the positive to take if you're a City fan, Neil, a half of consistently running, consistently testing, consistently pressing Philly's back line, and better midfield play from, again, a kind of a new lineup to be able to keep the ball moving, consistent one-touch passes. This is exactly what Trevor James wants to see from his club, and that's a good thing to take into the first half locker room.
So we will take our halftime break, come back, get you the second half of play. We're scoreless through 45 here at Keyworth Stadium on your Watch City stream, brought to you by Baker College. We'll be right back with more. This is Detroit City FC Soccer.
Help you be more curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it.
Welcome back to historic Keyworth Stadium. Second half ready to get rolling. Neil Rule, John Krieger back with you. Our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. 0-0 the score as we get things going for the second half of play. The whistle sounds, and away we go. Philadelphia Fury, Detroit City FC. Of course, the Philadelphia Fury will get their NISA season rolling next week. Long history with the Fury, NASL, all throughout the days of American soccer. At one time, were owned by Mick Jagger, Peter Frampton, and Paul Simon. That's about the same in terms of economics as Neil Rule and John Krieger if we got together and owned a team, right? About the same economically?
Absolutely, Neil.
Yeah.
I think I consider myself on par. I mean, nothing compares with Elton John owning Watford for a while and having a stand in the ground at Vicarage Road named after him, but this is a pretty close second.
Fury with the possession as the smoke bombs pour out of the Northern Guard supporter section. Remember, we'll take your tweets with the hashtag WatchCity all night long. And remember, Strategic Staffing Solutions is the official partner of DCFC's annual International Series and a proud sponsor of Detroit's soccer team. Learn more at strategicstaff.com.
One of those International Series matchups coming next week. Club Atlas coming into town.
Certainly the place will be electric, as it always is. The Liga MX teams roll in. And the local Hispanic population, they mobilize, John.
They do. They come out.
That's their heroes.
The autograph line is huge outside the dressing room. And to their credit, the Liga MX teams, for the most part, stay and sign all of them.
They do. They absolutely do. Throw-in coming up for the Fury. Ball tossed in. Gianluca Cuomo. A couple of substitutions. We will get those to you in just a minute. I see Stephen Carroll out there, replacing Jalen Chrysler. Headed ahead, Danny Deacon, who with those substitutions, John, now is taking on more of an attacking role, it seems.
And this is a good thing for Trevor James to be able to do, switch some guys up. You're going to need them for the rest of the Members' Cup season. Danny Deacon, of course, came in when Sean Lawson picked up a bit of a hamstring knock earlier this season and was able to step in ably up top.
Tendai Jadida will toss it in. Victor Fragola getting his first run for Detroit City FC here this evening. Danny Deacon to Jadida. And more of that pressure we see, John, that the Fury have employed. There's been varying levels and varying degrees of it, but it has been constant.
Yeah, the high press is still there, but the high press only works if the back line is on the same page. And the back line has not been on the same page for the Fury all night. And so once you lose the ball in midfield, you leave yourself vulnerable going over the top, and City's been able to get joy on the wings doing just that.
Cyrus Haiti, tremendous touch ahead. DCFC nearly off to the races, but a good recovery in time by Newell.
That one needed to be further out in front, and City was off to the races. And there's losing the ball in midfield again, and City again straight forward.
Yazid Matthews the target. He came in at the halftime break as well. Now on the other side, the counter brewing. Sidney Rivera scissoring over. But look at the Fury just moving forward on the wings.
But they're leaving themselves vulnerable to counters. If you're going to move that far forward on the wings, you have to keep possession. And the game's so wide open right now. Look at City coming right back and able to go on the counter. That pass a little too far behind, but again, running right at the Philly back line.
Danny Deacon moves it over. Almost 50 minutes into this one. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. Stephen Carroll, the former Black Arrow Award winner. Jadida. More pressure from the Fury. And John, it's really tough to settle in right now, it looks like.
No, ball's bouncing right now. The touch a little bit heavy in midfield for both teams. And the pace, frenetic. And that, I think, is what is causing some of the midfield miscues for both sides, is that both of these teams appear to have decided that when they're coming out of the locker room, we're going to put the accelerator all the way down to the floor, forward, forward, forward. And when you're doing that and you have a defender running at you, you can sometimes be rushed off the ball.
Jadida tosses it in. Fury come away with the turnover. Christian Schneider came into the match for the Fury at the halftime stoppage.
Vaughn fighting through a challenge there.
Carroll goes direct. Ryan Peterson, who also came in, played his college soccer for Rutgers. He led Rutgers in points his senior year, former transfer from NC State. And you know, I always like to point out these crazy stat lines. Ryan Peterson, in his high school career, only had 61 goals and 40 assists.
Only?
Only.
Only. So he could maybe play the game.
He's all right.
Is what you're telling me.
He's all right.
I think that's what these crazy stat lines are meant to establish, is that there are some players on the field here that might have a knowledge in how to play this game.
Played in the ACC and the Big Ten, the highest levels of the game in college. Tyler Fabian also came in. Here's Deacon. Deacon threads it through.
Nice job to get it out wide.
Peterson left side. And his touch lets him down. As you talked about, John, just a tad heavy. Throws off the timing of the play.
Yep, when you are moving forward and you're playing that one-touch pass, the touches have to be right.
McGrath. The 1-2 gets it back. Cuomo will play it back to the keeper, Aiden Hogan. Schneider, his cross, sending that one wide, was Christian Schneider. Schneider played his collegiate soccer at Springfield College, was the MVP of their conference tournament last year. And we mentioned the fact this Fury roster, a mix of pros like seasoned veterans and young guys like Schneider who are going to sink or swim.
But you know what? That's what both of these rosters are. And that I think is what NISA is going to be as a league as they go forward to start. It's going to be a place for some young players to make their entry into the professional game, and also a chance for some seasoned pros to be able to get out and show what they can do. And that's the good thing about a league like NISA and about what they're trying to do as they start in the professional game, to be able to offer that kind of thing. And I think you'll see the same thing at Detroit City, by the way.
Newell sends it back. More tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. Billy Effort 31, I'm watching City from Tampa. Our good friend Gus Macker as well. Best 2 hours of my weekend. Nice to be back on East Coast time. We were talking about that hurricane moving through. Of course, we're thinking about our good friend Gus Macker down there in Key Largo. My understanding is, though, it made a turn. It will move north.
Yep, going up the coast and hopefully missing the Keys. The Keys have had enough bad luck with hurricanes of late.
That is correct. Danny Deacon touches it ahead. Yazid Matthews, top of the D, retreats. Caceres. Line to the right. Extended possession here for City. Fury finally able to get it back. The whistle and the foul will go against Detroit City.
While we have a moment and we have a restart here, I want to say hi to 2 Northern Guard members who have had to leave Detroit for circumstances that we wouldn't wish on anybody. JR and Erica, longtime Northern Guard members who are watching tonight from Florida after being regular fixtures at Keyworth. Their pictures are actually on the wall of supporters at Detroit City Clubhouse. They moved down to Florida in the last couple of weeks to be with JR's mom, who was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And so they moved down to Florida to be with her. They'll be down in the Sunshine State for a while. We know they're watching tonight, wishing they were at Keyworth. But from all of us up here, we're thinking about you. You're in our prayers. We hope for the best for JR's mom. And we hope to see you back here at Keyworth real soon.
I echo those sentiments. You are missed. Cyrus Sadie turns with it. Here come the Fury. Newell plays it inside the 18. Dropped off the shot. Blanco down to make the save. And Johnny continues to pass every test as your new keeper, Christian Blanco.
That is a tough job to get down and get behind that ball. Skimming low. A lot of people think it's easy to just go down and make a play on that ball. It is not easy at all. That's a great job by Blanco to get down and stay in front of the ball, skimming along the turf.
Another volley. This time it goes just wide, and it's banged off the left side. And they slid one by me there at the halftime stoppage. Armando Quezada with the keeping duties right now. So Quezada
passing a test.
Passing the test, no question about it. Just picking up where everybody else left off. And folks, remember, Level 1 Bank is the official sponsor of the Level 1 VIP section. Right here at Keyworth Stadium, take your match day experience to the next level with on-field seating, unlimited food and drinks for just $50. Purchase your tickets at tickets.deadcityfc.com. Corner served in, headed in the air, and now cleared outside the 18.
Didn't win the first ball in the air, but a nice job by City to cleanly win after the ball was controlled and send it out, trying to get the counter going.
Jadida tosses that one in, making a run was Ryan Peterson.
And they're going to say that the keeper was going for the ball. Certainly took out Peterson. Keeper's got a right to go for the ball, but that's a tough, tight play.
And now it's time for a weekly trivia presented by Fago. This week's question: how many teams have been announced as part of the National Independent Soccer Association? Or your new home, as it will be, City fans, next season, NISA. How many teams have been announced? We'll have the answer for you coming up in just a few moments. Lindsey Pearson bringing some heat with the questions this week. She's putting all you guys on the spot.
I'll tell you what, you get a chance to show off next year's new home.
Yep.
You want to get people involved. That's a great job to get it out wide. Again, City testing the wings. And that's a last resort kind of play. City's got to keep the throw moving. Nice job to get it in quickly.
Deacon does just that. Celes played it across. Tundai Jadida lost it, took it back. Jadida taken down. Very physical with Cameron Schneider. Jadida will toss it in after he has a confab with the official.
And Jadida wondering why there wasn't a free kick given from that as he was upended. Both sides are really pressing forward right now, Neil. Both sides are going to be very vulnerable to the counter, and that's a nice step over closeout, but then a giveaway.
Ball slotted through. Schneider the target. That goes towards frame. Going down to the turf and making the grab. Quezada did the job. Leave it to the city fans. Our weekly trivia presented by Fago. Drilled right away. So we get you the answer.
Best supporters in sports.
How many teams have been announced as part of the National Independent Soccer Association? At Ilion DB, 13 teams, but only 10 have been named, and that is correct. That ball slotted through. Tons of pace moving through.
That's gotta be a
Peterson. Peterson taken down. And pointing to the spot is the official. You are correct. Boy, the pace of Ryan Peterson sets up a penalty attempt for Detroit City.
Now, it's only will the keeper stay on, because that was a takeout job. I was less concerned with the penalty and more will you stay on the pitch. That's clearly a penalty and a good decision by the official.
And Ryan Peterson moves right to the spot with the ball in hand. Led Rutgers in points his senior year.
Made his debut here for the TFC, Windsor TFC match.
And that pace is just another level that we saw on display.
He went up and claimed it. I started it, I want to finish.
So Peterson stands over it. Can he give City the lead? Of course, Ryan Peterson, 1-0 City.
He created it, he finished it with a cool as you like strike. Got the keeper going the wrong way. Beautifully taken penalty. 1-0 City. And now this game's going to really open up.
Yes, it will, as the smoke bombs on the field, and you see Peterson confidently struck. There were no doubts.
Great plant, great take. Keeper guessed wrong. Get ready for a roller coaster ride, Neil, for the next 30 minutes.
Fury moving ahead, John, as you said.
That back line's moved even further forward. Detroit City just need to send that ball out to the wings, keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it.
As you see the smoke pouring across the pitch.
That's so beautiful.
The chance coming from the Northern Guard. There is Ryan Peterson, the goal scorer. Ball sent up towards midfield.
Oh, if he could have gotten that ball out wide, that would have been really fun. Azeed Matthews could have been off to the races to provide some service. Tendai Jadida, low-key, is having a really good match tonight. In midfield, both on the wings and in winning the ball. That's going to be a foul, yep.
Down on the pitch is Cameron Vickers. Vickers played for Reno 1868 USL Championship, also with Portland Timbers U23 side. Restart coming up for Gianluca Cuomo. Cuomo played for Mosta FC of the Maltese Premier League, also San Antonio FC of USL Championship. Here comes City again. Danny
reverse
Deacon.
it. Crossfield. Cross it.
Yazid
Pick
Matthews.
your head up.
Matthews in. He steps over. Crosses back. Rifles a shot and just missed the frame. That was an absolute cannon from Matthews.
Wow. He's got a shot. What I wish he would have done is picked up his head to see two men making a run down the near touchline as he was running down the far touchline. But he said, I'm going to do this myself. Came in, switched to his favorite foot and had to go. And
Boy,
didn't miss by much.
If that would have found the frame, we'd have a delay right now while they fix the net.
We'd have a delay with what would have been an overabundance of smoke coming out for that one. This, you know what? This is just a quality performance by Detroit City FC in finding a weakness and exploiting it and exploiting it and exploiting it. Sometimes, you know, you've made UFC references on these broadcasts. Sometimes you get a guy down and you just wait and choke him out. And that's all City's been doing all down the wings, all match.
Peterson sends that one towards the frame. More contact and going down to the turf inside the 18. Boy, Caceres was taken down.
Yeah, City fans wanted a penalty. I don't know that you get one in that situation. But, again, physicality a key. Wow.
Jadida going all out, stopping that counter, then pops up, runs down, and squares up with Christian Snyder. Tell you what, John, this last 10 minutes has been high-level soccer.
Frenetic.
I don't care what level it is. This
And
has been high level.
It's been very good. And City's midfield just forcing the Fury back. You know, that Philadelphia trying to chase the game now. They've gone from a back four to a back two. They've sent the wing backs further forward to be part of the midfield, and City just forcing it away. And I think we're going to get a...
I don't think sending forward is the term. Bombing forward.
That's that's
the terminology.
that is the terminology. And we've got
Will
some
a penalty
chippiness
be
now.
awarded?
No. There is no way they can give a spot kick for that. No.
Will it be an indirect free kick?
Are they giving a penalty for this?
They are. The handball inside, just tucked inside the 18 line, will result in a penalty for the Philadelphia Fury. And Ian McGrath looks like he's going to be the one to take it. Armando Quezada
Trying to
up
stand
against
tall.
Quezada ready. The stop made by Quezada, back on the line, shot wide. Oh, Armando Quezada keeps it 1-0 City.
What was it Rasheed Wallace used to say? The ball don't lie. That is an all-world save.
Ian McGrath couldn't
up.
get the job done.
He was trying to go cheeky and go down the middle, and Quezada snuffed him out.
Armando Quezada played for San Antonio in the USL Championship, recently with the Greenville Triumph in USL League One. Showing his wares here for Detroit City FC.
And I promise you, he is now a fan favorite of the Northern Guard across the way. If I'm City with this throw-in, now that Tentai Jijita is getting some instruction from Trevor James, I think we're going to have a sub here. I think they're waiting, or we will have one here shortly. I'd go throw into the corner and try to reverse the field.
Yazid Matthews moving with it. Matthews tried to go for the far post.
That's two pretty good efforts on frame by that young man tonight.
He's a pure goal scorer, man, everywhere he's been. 2016 JUCO National Player of the Year at Tyler Junior College. Scored 27 goals his sophomore year there. 13 goals his senior year at Coastal Carolina.
We know
goals seem to follow him wherever he goes. It's weird like that.
You know, and that's another example of the Chanticleer program down there in Myrtle Beach, churning on another fine forward. You don't always need to see talent coming from the Indianas of the world, some of the bigger powers in NCAA men's soccer. Coastal Carolina, they don't always get the respect, but the Chanticleer program churns out some players.
They do. Jalen Chrysler will re-enter the game, since it is a friendly here at the 71st minute. Corey Bennett comes in for the Philadelphia Fury. Get ready, folks. This final 19 minutes plus.
Oh, we're going to have some fun.
We're going to have some fun here. This game blown wide open, end to end. Fury playing with a two-man back line, just bombing wings forward. I love it.
Listen, if this is what NISA soccer is going to be,
sign me up, man.
Buy your season tickets right now. I will take it all day long. This is the way the game is supposed to be played. And, by the way, doing so the right way with the clubs that have come in and with the supporter culture that's amazing.
Caceres along the touchline will win the throw.
We haven't said his name a whole lot, but he's done some really good. He's done a really good job of closing down defenders, or closing down Fury players tonight. Oh, that's a nice little touch.
Caceres tried to send it across, and now the Fury coming back with a counter of their own. Suchecki to the middle. Herf touches it wide, left foot rip. Well wide of the frame by Gianluca Cuomo.
Take those shots all day. You know, we've given a lot of love to the city attack tonight. Let's take a moment and talk about one of the underrated things in playing winning soccer, and it's what you do once you lose the ball. City tonight, there have been times when the touch has been a little bit heavy. There have been times when they've lost the ball or dribbled into a bad place. What I see are guys getting beat who then run like all get out to go back and track back and try to win back the ball in a clean way. And they're being picked up by their teammates. When City loses possession, when they have done that tonight, they've been excellent in turning up the motor to try to get back into position, not dwelling on the mistake, dwelling on winning back possession again. And for young players, sometimes the MO is to, or the easy thing is to bemoan your mistake. Instead of worrying about the mistake or worried about doing something rash from behind, get in a good position, let your teammates pick you up and help out. And it's been a real team effort in that tonight.
Header comes loose to the top of the D. Clearance attempt blocked, but maybe City can build a counter. Fury do have numbers back. Danny Deacon instead will keep it. Now it's sent up ahead. Caceres up ahead. Cut off by the keeper.
Just went into the area. If it had checked up a yard further out, would have been beautiful for City to run on the end of.
Ball threaded through. Chrysler escorts it to the keeper, Quezada.
That's a good job by Quezada. Got it, kind of made Chrysler aware of the fact that he was there, and Chrysler just helped it shepherd into his keeper to restart things. Look at that touch by Jadida to free Danny Deacon.
Jadida makes a run. Deacon finds him. Jadida on the other end. His cross, not a ton on it. Banged out over the touchline.
What a 1-2 from Jadida to Deacon and back. frankly, Cameron Schneider going in there, tough job having to run against Tendai Jadida right now. 15 to go plus stoppage. Strap in, folks. This is going to be fun.
No question. Stephen Carroll lurking.
Stephen Carroll just absolutely owning the player that he was trying to win the ball off of and forcing the pass out wide.
Here come the Fury now towards the middle. And the foul will be whistled against Richard Bryan. That could be a booking, and it will be.
It should be.
Not much debate.
Nope. Foul from behind.
Stopping an attack. Professional yellow, but a yellow nonetheless.
Yeah, that is the definition of that card. And he knew what he was doing. But the thing was, you take him down, you're Bryan. You take him down in a way where you're still playing at the ball, and that's why it's yellow, not red. You take the professional foul instead of giving up the attack with runners on both wings in the middle of the pitch 30 yards out. Now you can set up defensively. City sets a high line at the edge of the area.
Chrysler stopped that attack, and now it's touched over the line. Caceres takes it out of harm's way. Long throw in, that's flicked on. Turning inside the box, comes all the way through, and it's sent over top of the wall. Suchecki had an opportunity, but the former Northern Kentucky Norse not able to convert.
You know what? That's a great job by the City back line. Stephen Carroll's in the center back. He came out to pursue the ball. He got beaten. What happened? The right back funnels in behind and closes down the attack attempt. It forced the ball to go backward and then put over the bar. But that's a nice job to pick up your teammate who had made an aggressive move and help that out.
Tendai Jadida, rightfully so, gets a nice hand from the crowd here at Keyworth Stadium. As Roddy Green comes in for him, Cyrus Sadie comes off. He always gets a nice hand. And Evans Frimprong on.
And Cyrus deserves every bit of it. Going to be interesting to watch Evans tonight. First two matches for City. You can see the pace he has. You can see the technical ability that he has. His touch has been a little bit heavy as he gets used to playing at Keyworth. I'm very excited to see how he's done now with 3 weeks in Trevor James's system. Because if he can control his touch with the pace that he has, he can be electric.
Along the line. Just out of the reach. As a goal kick officially awarded. Christian Hernandez, I believe the man on the attack. And the man of the hour, Armando Quezada, will put the boot to it in the 79th minute.
It was a great read, too, not to go all the way out to the goalpost. Read the penalty taker's eyes to be able to stay in the middle and make that save.
Throw in coming up. Motor City Casino Hotel, the official hotel and casino of DCFC. Be sure to log on to Det City FC to watch the Motor City match recap from tonight's action. Stephen Carroll tracks back. Pops that one up in the air. Evans Frimpong trying to thread it through.
And that's what we're talking about with his touch. He gets going. One of the toughest things, especially on a plastic pitch, is you get going with so much pace, you have to be able to control the touch. He's got the pace. I'm really excited to see what he can do in his City shirt. But a couple of his service attempts, the touch is heavy. And I know Trevor James will be working with him on evening that out.
Frimpong with it. To the middle,
That's
Yazzie
better.
Matthews. Fury trying to jump in a counterattack. Chrysler didn't win the header. DeAndre Robinson into the match, and he sends it too far for his target, Ian McGrath. Detroit City Fieldhouse, Detroit's newest indoor athletic facility located in the heart of Detroit. Leagues are now forming for adults and youth. Check out DebtCityFC.com for more info.
And of course, inside City Fieldhouse, City Clubhouse, I will be there, seated at the bar tomorrow at 11:30. Tottenham against Arsenal. Or as I like to call it, Angels in blue versus Devils in red.
Oh, so they go ahead and play those matches? That's cute. Here comes Yazid Matthews. 1v1. Matthews still with it, goes wide and bangs it over top of everything.
All right, there's good and bad there, Neil. The good is you can see what he can do on the ball. Yazid Matthews is a player. He has the ability, the technical skill to keep the ball close to his boot, to be able to turn and make shots. The bad is that's twice now he's had players making runs, and he's gone 1v2 or 1v3 to try to take a shot. Pick your head up, son. Realize you have teammates coming in. Assists are just as good as goals. It scores, you can salt the game away. And that's a couple times now. He's done some pretty electric stuff. But he's got to also know there are 10 other guys out there that can help him out and pick his head up a little bit.
82nd minute. Quezada boots it up towards the midfield line. Fury continue to move forward. Chrysler taken down. He came down at an awkward angle.
And he's not okay.
Official stops the play.
He's grabbing the calf and the knee. And I think we'll see the Henry Ford health system. Trainer's out there. He is in some kind of pain.
Very awkward looking dump to the turf.
It wasn't really a foul, I don't think. It was just he landed awkwardly. And he's going to try to walk it off. And he's going to tough it out. Trainer never came out, so he can stay on.
He knew in his head it was getting close to that time.
And so now, this is one of the new IFAB rules for this season. You resume play with a drop ball like that, and you can have a contested drop ball. Now, the Fury do play it back to the city keeper, but you're going to see in different levels of the game much more physical approaches to the restart of play.
Slide tackle taken over the line. City will take that, though. That buries about 15 seconds off the clock.
Yep.
Gives us an opportunity, too, to take a look at what's coming up for your Detroit City Football Club next Saturday. As the kids would say, it'll be on and popping. Club Atlas at a Liga MX. Saturday, September 7th, DebtCityFC.com. Get your tickets. Then you hit the road, play at Milwaukee as Founders Cup play continues. And one I'm really looking forward to, the New York Cosmos in town, Saturday, September 21st. And it's Lindsey Pearson's birthday.
Is it really?
It's been to be lit, Lindsey.
That's going to be, the club will, in fact, as you would say,
Be going up on a Saturday.
go up on a Saturday on that night.
Even more so. We'll have to get out on the town for Lindsey Pearson's birthday.
I'm sorry that I'm not going to be here for that. That will,
I think the lifts will be in order for Lindsey Pearson's birthday.
yes,
What do you think, Lindsey? Thumbs up.
get her a lift around town.
Frimpong. Outlets to Danny Deacon. 85th minute. Caceres unable to catch up to it. Header flicked on. It's over the touchline. That's just fine by Detroit City FC. Corey Bennett with the possession. Corey Bennett played for Reading United of USL League Two. Of course, they lost to the Flint City Bucks in the USL League Two National Championship.
I think we have a City player cramping up a little bit.
Substitution coming up.
Maybe got popped in the nose.
Andrew Catalana will come in.
Evans Frimpong holding his nose out there. I think he got popped in the nose and having some difficulty. Of note, by the way, Detroit City FC currently topping the Members Cup table. You talk about that Cosmos match. It was interesting to see the Cosmos draw recently.
It was. That changes the entire dynamic of everything that's going on. Danny Deacon. Kiselis. Ryan Peterson, his bolt of lightning is the difference right now.
And that was just him and Frimpong being on the wrong page. Peterson thought Frimpong was going to cut to the byline, and Frimpong cut back.
That ball goes out of play. Now it's time for the official attendance, brought to you by Rip It Energy, the official energy drink of Detroit City FC. 5,859 fans here at historic Keyworth Stadium. And there you see a good segment of them, the Northern Guard. Again, bringing the heat, tons of fun, entertaining soccer, everything you want right here at Keyworth.
A great crowd. Labor Day weekend, holiday weekend, a lot of people out of town.
A lot of people in town here in Hamtramck.
But you know what? Still making time. You know, it was interesting. I was up in East Lansing last night watching my Spartans knock off Tulsa on the gridiron, wearing a DCFC jacket. I can't tell you how many times my wife and I were stopped by people up there in the capital city talking about how much they enjoy Detroit City FC.
That ball threaded through. Coming loose. Quezada aft the line will make the grab. So a follow-up to that, John, I was at the Peach Festival up in Romeo today. Same conversations had.
You know, people all over. We were in Spartan Stadium. People telling us, I live in Lansing. I follow City. The club is growing. It's expanding its reach. What is also of note, a lot of people very complimentary of what Detroit City FC has done with a couple of the youth soccer programs in Genesee and over on the west side of the city here, and also with the Police Athletic League. People know what's happening. People know what's coming. And simply by wearing a DCFC jacket around town, you just see that more and more people are aware of what's going on with this special club. Nice job to control.
Richard Bryan has it. Sends it through. Yazin Matthews curls that one wide, but Ryan Peterson, of course, will catch up to it. That man could run down a laser beam.
You know what? You look at the roster, the squad that Trevor James is putting together for this Members Cup run the rest of the way. Pace is so important in what he wants to do. Everyone he's brought in, kind of the cost of doing business is, can you run, and can you run for 90 minutes?
And can you do it at a lightning pace? And the answer for number 3 is yes, 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 and yes.
Yes.
And that might have been 3 questions you asked, but I gave you 4 answers.
Well, he deserves the extra yes, just for emphasis.
He does. Turning with it, Corey Bennett. Bennett has it taken away. Maybe got away with a little bit of a shove.
And City will take the ball being down in that corner all day. Ball control, possession control.
Peterson to Matthews, back heel across. Danny Deacon moves over. Shot sent wide. Boy, Ryan Peterson gave one a rip.
He wanted it.
How about that beautiful build-up to that shot?
Cheeky little back heel. Wait for it, and just the lash wide. Just caught it with the wrong side of the foot, I think.
We're in the 90th minute. Tonight's friendly against the Philadelphia Fury, longtime members of the NASL back in the day. We spoke about this a long time ago in those NASL days. Franchise once owned by Mick Jagger, Peter Frampton, and Paul Simon.
You know, but that's what the NASL was. You had a lot of celebrity ownership in a lot of different places.
Here's Ryan Peterson. Peterson hits the turf and the goal kick awarded. It was a ton of fun. It certainly was.
And they tried to experiment with the rules at different points. You had the kick in that was brought in. That was the old days when, you know, you brought in Pele played for the Cosmos at one point.
Of course, here with the Detroit Express, Roger Faulkner, the owner, and Trevor Francis, and that outfit they had.
I'll tell you what, and Roger Faulkner will talk about those days, and he's someone that has done a lot for the charity arm of the U.S. Soccer Federation. Stayed in the game.
That ball goes over the line, and the goal kick upcoming. We are in stoppage time.
And Quezada is going to take every second that he can. And now he has been asked to get on with proceedings.
And he does.
I'll tell you what, this is a friendly in name only, Neil. This has been a great physical game. Both sides invested in it, and we've said it before, and we'll say it again. If this is what we have in store when NISA comes around in 2020, it's going to be a fun ride, my friend.
No question. That ball trickles over the line. Throwing coming up for Detroit City. We're in the dying moments. Ryan Peterson, the penalty conversion. That is the difference.
And Quezada, the penalty save. A penalty taken and a penalty missed.
Armando Quezada here in the second half, closing the door on the Ian McGrath penalty attempt. Throw-in popped up in the air. Now it comes free to the middle.
Look at Peterson just putting the ball in the air, forcing it further down to control possession, close this out.
Matthews to Deacon.
Smart by Danny.
Deacon moves through. Casellas making a run is Roddy Green.
Smart, right to the corner flag. Keep possession.
Casellas turns. He's taken out from behind. Official says play on.
Interesting decision.
Corey Bennett on the left side. Quezada will kick it into the crowd.
We didn't get an indication of how much stoppage time we would have. We've had 3 minutes so far.
City wins it back. Just hoofed down the pitch.
We did have 2 penalties, though. So there's time there and some subs. Just keep possession.
Deacon.
Wow, Danny Deacon ran past 3 people.
Yazzie Matthews. Peterson. Shot off the crossbar. Boy, Evans Frimpong nearly salted this one away.
Well, that touch was just fine. Thank you. That's off the keeper and off the crossbar. If it wasn't for a fingertip save by Aiden Hogan, it's 2-0 and we're done.
Danny Deacon over for the corner.
Now this is one where I'm okay with a short corner. Keep it right there in the corner flag.
The whistle sounds and Detroit City FC gets the 1-0 victory over the Philadelphia Fury here at Keyworth Stadium.
Neil, there is not a whole lot wrong with that 90 minutes. Great technical passing, great ball movement, well-timed shots, great defense, a penalty save, a penalty taken, and the first time against NISA opposition, because we'll still call Chattanooga FC the Members Cup opposition at this point. You come out with a win, and you proved that it's going to be great soccer in this league from next year. An awful lot for Trevor James to be proud of, an awful lot for City to take in and build on in this Members Cup campaign. A great crowd and a great night. That's a whole bunch of wins for Detroit City FC. That's a quality 90 minutes plus and a well-deserved, well-earned, entertaining win.
Nearly 6,000 on hand, took it all in. Festive night, great soccer, end-to-end action. It was friendly by definition, but it was physical, and it certainly was a lot of fun. Detroit City FC with the 1-0 win over the Philadelphia Fury. From our broadcast partner, John Krieger, and our entire Watch City crew, brought to you by Baker College. My name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time, City with the 1-0 win over Philadelphia. Thank you for watching, everybody. Well, see you later.